Well, some city councillors are calling for a strategy to deal with rat infestations in our city. Joining us live with more on the situation is Davenport councillor Alejandra Bravo, as she's one of the councillors pushing for change. Good to have you on. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Nina.
So you've been hearing from a number of concerned residents who say their neighborhoods are experiencing a rat problem. What's been going on?
Absolutely. In Davenport, we have a huge number of construction projects, infrastructure projects. And so I had, been hearing and noticing this even before I came to City Council. The calls and the requests increased. It's a problem that's all over North America. I started to talk to my council colleagues. It's a problem for them in different parts of the city. It's very disturbing to see all these images that you're showing of rats. I think most people know that this is not something that they feel comfortable with. It's threatening. There's rats have a huge impact on vehicles. They chew through infrastructure and wires. But most importantly, it's when you get a call from someone that says, I'm operating a business, or even more significantly, I'm living in this place and now I have rats at my place. It's really concerning. So we need to get ahead of this. We need to put an action plan in place that says, okay, let's stop the growth of rats and the rat population at the source. Let's figure out every strategy that we can, every tool that we can to reduce that population. And it's for people's health and frankly also for people's pockets, because it's very expensive once you have rats in your place, whether it's a business or a home, to deal with that.
You've been talking about what's behind this increase, this rise in rats, if you will, and you've been talking about the impact construction is having. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, well, Councillor Morley, I should say Deputy Mayor Morley and I have been talking about that, and she moved the motion at Infrastructure and Environment Committee. With so much construction, the shaking of the ground and the digging actually disturbs rat breeding spaces. Rats breed underground, and then what happens is that they come out and they go into communities, and that's going to happen all over the place. If we're going to meet our housing building goals, if we're going to fix infrastructure, if we're going to anywhere you do construction, this is going to happen. And with the rat population is growing for a bunch of different reasons that we understand. One is the bad state of good repair. You've got lots of places for rats to breed. When we don't update and make our infrastructure modern, it's great for them. There's also the problem of climate change. We need cold winters to interrupt the rat breeding cycle. The fact that we don't have as cold winters means that this problem is growing in a serious way, and that's why this is really the time to get ahead of it. Because look at this day in the city of Toronto, the temperature isn't going to get any colder year in and year out, and to the point where you have Ottawa, region of Peel, New York, Washington, Chicago, we're all contending with this. So it's a big problem, not just for the city of Toronto, but we have a lot of desire here. Deputy Mayor Morley, myself, the members of Infrastructure Environment Committee supported it. I've heard from other councillor colleagues that are enthusiastic and really encouraging. I've heard from the public service. This is something that they want to get done. They want to do. It's such a huge quality of life problem for people. And so we're really excited to roll up our sleeves and start to solve the problem.
Yeah, and devastating for so many families, especially those with young children. Certainly concerning. I know that a motion was adopted this week for city staff to report back next year. You've been talking about solutions. What could those solutions look like, and how quickly could residents begin to feel the difference?
Well, I think that I'm sure that once we start to investigate what some of the solutions are, they will be implemented in real time. We're talking about, for the city's perspective, looking at how we're managing construction projects. What's the responsibility if you're going to do an infrastructure or construction project to do like a rat containment action before the rats go into neighborhoods? We're talking about better waste management and storage, better food storage. So there is a lot of different players here. It's like households, commercial enterprises, the city services, the City of Toronto regulating activity. There are different strategies that are being employed in cities across North America. Take a look at the best practices, which ones are applicable to Toronto, and then just start putting the pieces into place. We have to continue to advocate together to have the infrastructure dollars that municipalities need to actually be able to fix their infrastructure. We had a situation in my ward where we had a clay pipe erode. When the clay pipe through sewer starts to release sewer, the rats have a food source. The erosion starts to create a void under the ground, and that's great for rat breeding environment. That can't continue. If we're going to take care of our health and of each other, our local economy, we need to put those dollars in to get our infrastructure up to date. And of course, there's all the climate action that needs to happen alongside, because if for a city like Ottawa to be contending with this, that it's a much colder city. It means that the climate change is having an impact there as well.
All right, Councillor Alejandra Bravo, thanks so much for your time and perspective. And we hope to check in with you once there is an update. Thank you.
Thank you for your interest.